Ladies and gentlemen, it's a wonderful Wednesday afternoon slash evening slash morning, depending on when you're watching this. At least it's the time it is where I'm recording. So that's kind of relevant to this conversation at hand. But I'd like to expand on my video Monday. I said how video games are an increasingly popular medium, but we're also a very young medium, about 40 years old, give or take. It's always up for debate. But we're talking about a medium that older generations just don't understand. It's sort of like how people who grew up listening to the radio just don't get why television is popular. Or even more so, to a greater extreme, why streaming isn't something that they can wrap their head around. And this is because technology and, for that matter, entertainment, when it changes, there's always people who want to stand there with the flag and go, no, we don't want this to change. We like how it is now. And this revolution is really taking a toll on everyone in a way of sense because of the whole new media revolution, which I'm technically a part of. But video games specifically have been given the target because of their subject matter, because of their content, especially on the violence side. And this has caused, issues for gamers. We're considered, to some people, still lowlives, unintelligent people who waste their time just shooting pixels. And we just don't get why. We, as gamers, understand that our passion for this medium isn't something that can be toppled by someone saying, because you played Mortal Kombat, you're going to kill someone, or it's harming our youth of America. And granted, America is a really big launching place for a lot of this controversy. It tends to have the games that cause it, and it tends to have the people who react to those games. The 1990s were a hell of a time to be a game company making an M-rated game. But even now, violence in video games especially is considered to be a catalyst for aggressive behavior, violent behavior, and teen suicide. There was an incident in England a couple weeks ago, which is very tragic. But, people will spin violence to fit their cause and to fit their need. And as gamers, we don't have to stand for that. We can go, no. Our medium is right. We're in the right as an artistic medium, especially in America. We have, freedom of speech. This is an art form, ergo, it reserves the right to say and be anything it wants. People would argue it's art, people would argue it's not art. If the Smithsonian is holding an exhibit on video game art, well, how many more steps do you have to go for it to be considered an art form? Who knows? But what can we do? Do we just have to stand by as big media companies and people with an agenda just poke and prod and say, this game caused this kid to go crazy and kill 19 people in his high school, or this game makes this couple ignore their child so it starves to death? And some of that can be considered taking it to extreme, some of it's true. There are games that have caused people to die because they just played them too much. That's more of a personal issue, not so much with the game. So, how do we stand against it? Some games offer mature content filters. Ever since Gears of War 1, you can censor it and you can make it so there's no gore, which I applaud Epic for. That's been in there since Unreal. So, you can't really expect much from the company who does their best to make it as accessible to everyone as possible. But we as gamers can do one really big thing. just accept it for what it is, protest it in the right ways, and go on with our lives loving what we do. I love what I do. Do you? Thanks for watching today's video. I shall see you later.